is also facing some error
there is some
while
issue
loading.
at his end.
Yeah. He told me.
Fine.
Hello, am I audible? Prajakta, Saurabh?
Yeah, Setu.
Yes, we can hear you loud and
We
clear.
can hear you.
Loud and clear, Setu.
Yeah.
Saurabh, shall we start?
Abhishek, like, should we start or are we waiting for someone?
No, we can start. We can start, Setu. Saurabh, we can start right away.
Okay, just Setu, please confirm once my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Saurabh. I am the part of current account product team handling new product and process development. I have with me Setunath and Prajakta with me, and who also is part of current account product team. Today we are here to provide you training regarding current account products for which we have created for priority segment. So we will be talking about what is the current account, then what is the priority current account, what are their features, and like what are the cross-sell products which you can associate with the current account. Then what is the documentation which is required to open a current account. After that, we will be talking about what is the account opening flow through which you can open a current account. And then at the end, we will be talking about what are the different enablers which we have created for you so that you can take help from there to open a current account. So like if you have question, please note down that question. We'll be making the question answer after the end of this session. Yeah, so I'll start with what is the current account. So current account is a financial account of any entity. So like there is a frequent transaction which is happening in a current account. That is why it doesn't earn any interest to the stakeholders. Okay. Like current account provides liquidity and flexibility to the businesses. It comes with limitless withdrawals, cash deposit facilities, like that. And what is unique about Axis Bank current account? We are providing free digital NEFT RTGS transaction 24/7. Other banks are charging for it. Then our current account offering can be allied with various CMS offering, trade and forex offering, MAB offering, like that. So these are some unique features about Axis Bank current accounts. So next is so what there are different category of the customers whom we are offering the current account. We call them as a constitutions. So there are different kind of constitution to which we are offering current accounts. So first is this resident individuals. So these are individual person who actually owns their own taxes and liabilities. Then there is a sole prop. So like a business is registered in the name of that individual. So like he is the single owner of whole business. So that is sole proprietorship. Then there is an HUF, Hindu undivided family. So there is a like ancestor of a single family person owns that business. So we call them as HUF. Then there's a partnership, two and more people comes together, manage and operate that business. In limited liability partnership, a single person has a limited ownership of that business. Then there is a higher constitution like private limited and public limited. So here a legal entity formed by a group of individuals. Then we are offering current account for some complex segments also, like trust, association, society and clubs. Other than this, we are also offering current accounts for government entities, banking entities, then like foreign entities, etc. Now you have understood the category of the customer. Now, like there are certain questions you have to first ask to the customer to identify his needs, and on the basis of these like needs, you can pitch the right product so that the customer is more likable to choose that product from you. So these are certain questions you should ask to your customer. First is what is your legal constitution? So it can be individual, sole partnership. So for each constitution, the requirement will be different. For higher constitution, they will be requiring like more cash deposit limits, like that. And for lower constitution, they will be more involved in the like digital kind of transaction. So they will be requiring digital channels also like that. Then after that, you have to ask in which industry the customer is belonging to. So like industry meaning healthcare, textile, food. And after that, you have to map what is the nature of business. So he is in textile, then he can be in manufacturing, retail or wholesale. Then you have to identify that nature of business of the customer also. After this, you have to ask like what is the annual turnover of the business, because on the basis of that turnover, you can identify how much balances he can keep in that account, what is the cash deposit limit you can offer to that customer. Then how old is his business? Suppose he is a startup customer, then you can pitch the startup current account which we have. So likewise, you have to ask these certain questions to the customer to identify these. Then for cross-selling, you have to also ask these questions like if he's like his business involve more cash transaction or he is doing the transactions through POS terminals or etc. Then you can pitch the EDC machines. If he is involved in import export, then you can pitch the trade and forex products. If he is doing GST and direct taxes, then he can do it through our Axis Bank portals also. Then if he require any cash credit or overdraft limits for his working capital requirement, then if he is doing bulk payments, then you can pitch the PayPro solution if we require a CMS kind of solutions. So you have to ask these questions to actually map the complete profile of the customer. Then after that, you have identified the profile of the customer. Then you have to pitch the right product to the customer. So these are the value-based products which we have. So what I mean by value-based, here the differentiating factor is the value which these products are delivering to the customer. So like it depends on the basis of the minimum average balance criteria and the cash deposit limit. So our like starting variant is Canor. So CANOR is a product product code for that particular product, and like our system recognize this product code in the system. Okay. So Canor CANOR is the lowest variant and Club 50 is our highest top variant. So in CANOR, the minimum average balance criteria is 15K. And for Club 50, the quarterly average balance criteria is 50 lakhs. All the features are varied on the basis of these different products. So like I just give you the example. So for normal current account, the cash deposit limit is around 2 lakhs, and for top variant, it goes up to 2 crores. So it varies across all the different products. Likewise, our different monthly service charges and different like our NEFT RTGS offering. We are offering it for free for all digital channels, but for like true branch banking channels, we are charging it for some products. Then we are offering unlimited cash withdrawal limits for all home and non-home branches. So these are the features which we are offering with our value-based products. Then I come to the specific product which we have created for priority customers. So like all the priority current account can be pitched to all the priority customers. We are offering 60 lakhs of free cash. 60 lakhs of free cash deposit limit with this priority current account. There will be no minimum average balance criteria. We are offering priority platinum card along with this priority current accounts. There will be unlimited free checkbooks and demand draft, unlimited free NEFT RTGS through all the channels. So like it will be free for through digital channel as well as through branch channel. Then there will be unlimited free cash withdrawal limits, no charges on standing instruction, SMS alert, certificate of balances, platinum debit card. There will be no service fees which is getting charged on this priority current account. So there are certain features which we are charging for the other current account, but we are providing free services for priority current account on certain features. So likewise, as I already told you, you have to ask certain questions. On the basis of that, you have to pitch in the right product to the customer. So like I just give you an example. So for affluent segment, suppose there is a customer who is belonging to a wealthy family, he's a CXO, CEO, then he fits in an affluent segment. Then his turnover may be around, so there are around 3 criteria on the basis of for the turnover of the particular business. So it can be up to 2 crores, higher than 2 crores. Then you can pitch the right products, PBG, PGY, and PRV. So like for 2 crores, you can pitch the priority current account. For higher than 2 crores, you can it comes under Burgundy criteria. And for 10 crores, it comes under Burgundy criteria. So likewise, you can pitch in the right product to the customer.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, can you open the previous slide, sir?
Yeah. 1 second. Yeah.
This 60 lakh limit is for non-home branch or home branch?
Which one?
The free cash deposit limit 60 lakh.
Combined. It is combined.
Yeah, can you just go to the back slide, the previous slide?
No, sir. Actually, free cash deposit limit in 60 lakhs, but in home location and non-home location.
So that is what I'm telling you. It is combined for home and non-home. Dono.
Home location means in and actually examples are Hyderabad. They will deposit Karnataka also.
Cash.
If
he
you
can
deposit.
Sorry,
Yes.
you are asking that he can deposit in cash in home branch or non-home branch?
Non-location also, sir.
He can deposit it. He can deposit it in non-home branch also. So home branch, like what is meaning by home branch is the account where the current account is opened. Okay, is the branch where the current account is opened. Non-home is other than.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir,
Yes,
what
sir,
is the
tell me, sir.
minimum amount of check that has to be taken for the opening of CA-PVG account, sir?
Sorry.
What is the initial check we have to take for the?
So we will be
CA?
coming on that point. So in the later side part of side, we will be talking about the eligibility criteria and the initial funding criteria for opening a PBG current account. We will be talking
Actually,
about that.
Sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Free cash deposit limit 60 lakhs. You're telling now, sir. Actually, I'm asking one question, sir. Home branch or non-home branch? Home location, non-home location. Anywhere deposit in 60 lakhs per month and current account.
Yes.
Account.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a total limit which is provided to the customer. It can be at home branch or non-home branch. Combined limit.
Okay, Pan India anywhere branch deposited 60 lakhs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I will be taking the
Hello?
question answer at
Saurav
the end
sir.
of this session. So
Saurav sir.
like, yeah, who's
Saurav
this?
sir. Uncle,
Yeah, tell.
sir, I have a request. I have a request. Nothing wrong on your part, sir. Could you go a little slow? I'm not able to catch up with the pace, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
On maintenance, there is no main charges on maintenance.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So he should be fulfilling the priority criteria, like priority customer criteria. There will be no charges on no maintenance charges on MAB for this particular current account.
okay,
So
but
I request
yes,
everyone, please jot down your questions. We will be taking question answer after the end of this session, so that like we can conduct it in a seamless manner. So please jot down your questions. So I'm moving to the next slide. Okay. So like you have opened a current account. After that, you have to contact and engage with the customer so that you can build balances in the current account. So for building balances, you have to cross-sell different kind of products to the customer, which can be offered for the business banking customer. So it depends on also on the constitution. So an individual customer will not be requiring any CMS kind of solutions. So you have to also understand like if suppose the customer is belonging to an individual constitution, then what is the right product, cross-sell product you can pitch to that particular customer. So for individual customer, you can pitch the digital banking solutions, EDC machine or tax solutions. And for higher constitution like private limited, it can go up to CMS offerings, business working capital requirement, his term loan requirements, then his trade and forex requirements. So likewise, these are the different product cross-sell products you can offer to the business banking customers. So each product has a different product sales managers. Okay, different product team. So what you can do, you can create a lead in CRM, and that leads can be taken care by the respective product sales manager. So I just talk about each products in a very brief manner because I'm a current account product manager. So each product has a different eligibility criteria feature. So you can find, I will tell you the path where you can find information regarding all these products. So in digital banking solutions, we are offering retail internet banking and mobile banking. So retail internet banking and mobile banking option is given to the individual and sole prop customer. CIB, that is corporate internet banking, and Axis Mobile Corporate is for partnership and double constitutions. Then EDC terminals, so we are offering different kind of EDC terminals to the customers. So like we are also waiving off certain like rental charges on EDC terminals on the basis of the MAB is maintaining in the current account. After that, we are also like customer can also do the tax payments, GST, and like his custom duties through our Axis Bank portals. Then we are also, there is also provision for trade and forex offering for the customer. So there are a lot of options in trade and forex for trade and forex requirement of the customers, like remittance, his BG bank guarantee requirement, letter of credit, his TF Connect, and import export payments. Then there is a lot of CMS offering which is there in the banking system, like cash collection, check collection, then easy pay, through which he can make a, like he can integrate his ERP. So his like his ERP, his entity ERP with our online channels, through which he can directly make the payments and collect the payments from the vendors also. Then there is a PPRO solution for bulk payment requirement of the customer. Then there are a lot of solutions regarding the working capital, like CC and OD and term loan requirement of the customer. So these are the cross-sell offering which we are offering for the customers. Then like these are the offering, the basic current account features, cross-sell products which you can offer to the customer. Now Setunath will be talking about the documentation which is required to open a current account, what is the eligibility criteria, and what is the account opening process for opening a current account. Yeah, Setu, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. So like how Saurabh has explained, once you have a clear identification of what kind of customer you are pitching to, and what kind of a current account variant you can pitch this particular customer that fulfills its needs. Next comes the part of current account opening. So with respect to current account opening, as you are all aware, it's a little bit different or maybe a little bit more complicated compared to how you open a savings account. So there are certain terminologies or certain understanding or documents regarding the documents that needs to be present while opening a current account. I'll just give a brief about certain things. So first is the current account opening form. So for current account, depending upon the constitution in which the account is getting opened, there are certain channels through which current account opening has to be mandatorily conducted. For example, in case of an individual current account is getting opened, it can be either opened through VSIP, which is a video customer identification process, wherein the customer themselves can open the current account through by providing their details and Aadhaar Aadhaar authentication, etc. And also they can open through the BYOD channel. So BYOD channel, in BYOD channel, what happens is our sales resource or sales resource will have that respective application, or what we refer to as APK, downloaded on their tablet or mobile phone or smartphone for that matter, and using that particular application they can onboard the customer by clicking the various documents and collecting various information in that APK itself. There are all placeholders in that APK similar to a physical page. In different pages they can collect all the information, click all the necessary pictures, and submit those case as a BYOD through channel. So when I refer to account opening form, in these two methods, it is what we refer to as a digital format. Then there is something what we call as a smart PDF. So in case of a higher constitution, so like Saurabh has explained, for constitution that is sole proprietor and above, which is partnership, say private limited, public limited. In such cases where if we have any difficulty in using, say, our tablet application, like in the scenario where the authorized signatories or the respective signatories are in different places at different point of time. So in such cases you cannot be using the tablet application, or in such cases you can always refer to our smart PDF. So smart PDF is nothing but a digitized version of our physical account opening form, and which is hosted on our website, wherein the user can go ahead and input the details of the customer in that digitized smart PDF application, take the printout of it, and get the customer signature and photo affixed on it, and get all the signatures completed, and scan that particular document in similar manner as a physical account opening form itself. So the major difference between a smart PDF and a physical AOF is that since it's a smart PDF, in the sense case a digitized document, there are certain validation that has already been applied, which will prevent the user from making certain mistakes, missing out on certain data. And in such scenarios, smart PDF will help you reduce the NFTR or the missing out the details, which can further increase your TAT of account opening. So these are the 4 different channels of when we refer to account opening form. It can be either through a digitized VSIP or a BYOD channel, or it can be a smart PDF, which is a digitized AOF, or it can be a physical form as well. Then there is something called when we have to onboard a customer of which is of a higher constitution, say partnership, private limited or public limited, we have something called a beneficiary declaration, ownership declaration, which needs to be mandatorily collected during an account opening procedure, wherein you are clearly able to identify a individual who is a clear beneficial owner of that particular entity. In cases where these beneficial owners are not identified, you can always declare the senior management official as well. So in case of a partnership, it is 15% of more of the capital, and in case of a company, it's 25% or more. And so for a current account opening, there are 2 levels of verification being done by during as a process. So there is something called a contact point verification, which is a first level field verification, which is done by the sales resource itself. who visits the customer premises and verifies the details that are being provided by the customer with regard to their line of activity, turnover, etc. He verifies their registered as well as mailing address, which is done by the sales resource itself, which we refer to as contact point verification or first level field verification. And after that is conducted, then there is an additional second level of field verification, which is conducted by the branch head or branch operation head. So the purpose being that they are able to authenticate all the details that is provided by the customer as well as which is verified by the sales resource are in line with respect to the occupation or with respect to the turnover or other activity that is declared by the client as well as the sales resource are correct, and we can proceed with the account opening. So the second level verification is done by the brancher or offset, and there is a report which brancher or offset fills it up, and the same document is a mandatory document for opening any current account. Then there is something what we refer to as a schedule of charges. So similar to how we refer MID in case of a savings account, every current account variant has a schedule of charges, which just mentions the various facilities or the free limits that are available to that particular customer in that particular variant. And if those limits are breached, what will be the charges that will be applicable, and etc., that is mentioned for that one particular variant. So all these schedule of charges for the current accounts are hosted on on website as well as an internal portal called WBP Academy, the details of which further will be elaborated by Saurav in later part of the this training. And something what we are referred to as Annexure 1 and Annexure 2. So these are two documents which came into picture after the credit discipline guidelines was put forward by the RBI with respect to eligibility of any customer in opening a current account or not. So I will elaborate a little bit in detail later when I go through the credit discipline. And for opening any current account, if say sole proprietor and higher constitution, in addition to all the identity documents or address proof for your entity, in addition to that, you will always need the KYC document of their related parties. So in case of a sole proprietor, you will need the KYC documents of the proprietor or the letter of authority. And in case of say company or higher partnership, you will need the KYC documents of the beneficial owner, senior management official, or the authorized signatories. So these KYC documents also need to be part of the mandatory documents that needs to be collected for any current account opening. So also in addition to that, so there are certain current account variants which are specific for specific purpose. So like Saurav must have mentioned, there's one particular current account variant called CHGBL, which is specifically for people who are into trade and forex relationships. So in such opening a CHGBL account, the IEC document will become a mandatory document. So also then there are certain scheme code current account variants specifically for CSC agents, common service center agents. So in such case, the CSC ID or their identity card will become a mandatory document. So depending upon the current account variant, there will be certain additional documents which will come into picture. So depending upon that variant, if that documents needs to be collected, that also needs to be part of your current account onboarding documents that is collected. Yes, Saurabh, can you go to next? Yeah, so like I mentioned, in 2020, the RBI had come out with a circular in order to mention that which all customers are eligible to open a current account. So after that 2020 circular, there were additional circulars released and FAQs released, based on which we are currently at a point any customer who is having a lending relationship or lending relation with the banking system of 5 crore and below, we can well ahead and go and open the current account that particular customer. But if the lending exposure becomes more than 5 crore, then you will have to take into account whether the Axis Bank is a lender or not. If Axis Bank is not a lender itself, then we cannot open a current account. If Axis Bank is a lender, then we will have to check whether Axis Bank is having a CCOD or not. If the CCOD is yes, then current account can be opened. And if it is no, then again you will have to get into the nitty-gritties of how many percent or how much percentage of exposure that Axis Bank has, whether it is 10% or above. So depending upon that, it will be decided whether current account can be opened or only collection account can be opened or current account itself cannot be opened. So all these are a little bit tricky in the sense understanding the guidelines. So what we have come up with is two annexures, which is Annexure 1 and Annexure 2. So Annexure 1 is wherein the customer declares his or her lending exposure to the banking community as such. So in case the customer is not having any lending relationship to the banking community, then the Annexure 1 can be filled up and just submitted along with the AOF. But in case the customer is having any lending relationship to a banking community, then the Annexure 2 will come into picture. So the Annexure 2 is an Excel calculator which is available in the WBP Academy, wherein the customer can or the BD or the sales resource can input all the lending relationships to the of that particular customer, the percentage of it, the amount of it, etc. Based on which the Excel itself will calculate and show out the output that whether that customer is eligible to open a current account or not, or whether only collection account can be opened, etc. So that Annexure 2 will become a mandatory in case of customers wherein there is a credit exposure for that particular client with the banking community. So that's Annexure 1 and Annexure 2. So go ahead. So yeah. So like I mentioned, with respect to the KYC documents of opening any current account, so it varies with respect to the constitution in which the current account is getting opened. So in case of an individual current account, which is very similar, or maybe we can say the similar to a savings account, the just by getting an ID, address proof, and a PAN card, you can just open the current account for an individual. But when it comes to a sole proprietor, then the entity and the address proof of the firm, then the proprietor's address proof and PAN card, and as well as the ID proof will be required. So depending upon the constitution, the KYC documents will yeah, so it will vary depending upon the constitution of that in which the current account is open. Say, let's take an example of a partnership. So in case of a partnership, the partnership deed will become a mandatory document for onboarding any partnership account. Also, in terms of, say, if you have a chain of partnership deeds, that also will need to be provided if you are providing the latest partnership deed. So depending upon the you are opening that hello, yeah, sorry, I got a call in between. So depending upon that constitution in which the account is getting open, the mandatory documents for with respect to the entity as well as the authorized signatory will change. So this is a quick reckoner which you can refer while opening any current account, so that you are clear at first what all documents needs to be collected depending upon the constitution, and make sure that the customer is ready with those so that the account can be seamlessly opened. Also, this is just a quick reckoner. In case of a exhaustive list or exhaustive details of it, we can always refer the KYC compliance manual, which is the internal guidelines manual populated or maintained by the compliance department itself, wherein all the with regard to every document, what all needs to be collected, all constitution, etc., are clearly demarcated and explained in that particular document. So going forward, so with respect to for opening any priority current account. So if a particular individual is already a savings priority relationship holder, and if that particular individual is a proprietor of a sole proprietorship account firm, or say authorized signatory or a BO of a higher constitution entity, then the CA PBG account or the priority current account can be opened for that particular for the particular entity. So sorry, it is restricted to individual and sole proprietor. And like Saurav has mentioned, the initial funding criteria for a CA PBG account is 2 lakhs, which is the mandatory. Excuse me, can everybody go on mute? Yeah, thank you. So initial funding criteria that is mandatory for a CA PBG is 2 lakhs. So and for current account, the initial funding can be done through check only. So for opening any CA PBG account, there needs to be a mandatory initial funding of 2 lakhs. And so if I have to high level, I have to go through a high level journey of a current account onboarding. The first step will be the pre-onboarding checks that Saurav has mentioned, to understanding the customer, where that correct fitment is for the particular customer under which current account variant it will be, etc., deciding on that. And then it will come to the credit discipline check, wherein you will have to check whether that customer is eligible to open a current account or not, and or a collection account, etc. Then will come the documentation part by referring that particular entity, what all documents needs to be collected. You can go through the documents, whether customer is having those documents, etc. After making sure all those details, you can go ahead and initiate your current account onboarding case either through a tablet, which is or a smartphone, which we refer to as something called a BYOD, or you can do it through the smart PDF, which is finally scanned through an eForms. So after you have initiated your case, it will always go for scrutiny, which is conducted by our backend operations team, which is either CPU or COBC. In case of an individual current account, the scrutiny will be done by our CPU team. And if it is a sole proprietor current account, it will be done by the COBC team. So all the data which you have inputted during their onboarding journey, or all the documents that you have collected, this particular scrutiny team will go through those documents and details. And in case there is any mismatch, or in case there is any deviancy or discrepancy in case of the documents that you have collected, they will send back this particular account opening form back to the branch itself, so that they can clear those discrepancies or provide additional data, etc. And so that that particular discrepancy can be cleared. And once that is done and sent back to scrutiny, they will go through the entire form again, and if everything is in order, then they will push it to the core banking system, which is Finacle, so that the account will get opened, and the debit card and all other checkbooks and along with the welcome letter will be dispatched after the current account is open. Next. So here it is just elaborated with respect to the different modes in which the account can be opened depending upon the constitution which the customer is belonging to. Say, like as mentioned, if it is an individual, it can be either opened through a VSIP or BYOD. And currently through VSIP, there is a restriction as in all the variants which can be offered to a client. So there is only 3 variants currently available through a VSIP for a particular customer, which is getting reworked, and we will have further additional variants also available through VSIP in the coming quarter. But currently there is a restriction in terms of those variants that can be opened through VSIP. So all other current account variants you can either open through BYOD, all the variants you can open through a BYOD or a smart PDF. So if it is sole proprietor, it can be either done through a VSIP or a BYOD. And in case of higher constitution, it can be done either through a BYOD or a smart PDF. So Saurav, next. So I'll just take you through the high level workflow of what happens from the point you collect the documents till the account is activated. I'll just take you through what happens again in BYOD, which can be easily replicated for smart PDF as well. So like I mentioned, when I mentioned BYOD, it is nothing but a Android application which is downloaded by the sales resource onto their smartphone or a tablet. So in case of an individual, there is a application called Tabon, which is the same as the one you would have used for the savings account itself. And then for sole proprietor and higher constitution of current accounts, there is another APK called Tab SME. So both these APKs are available in the Intunes portal. The sales resource can download it and install on their smartphone or their tablet. And once you log in using ID and password, it is nothing but a page-wise page APK created for page-wise page view created based on our account opening form itself. So going through by each page, you can input the customer details, and wherever there is a document that needs to be clicked, you can click on the respective sign, and you will be able to take the picture of that original document using your mobile itself, and that picture gets uploaded there. So after doing all this, inputting all the details and clicking all the necessary documents, the next, like I mentioned, then what the BD will do is the first level field verification, wherein they will verify all those details and collect the geo coordinates of that particular communication address, etc. After that, the sales resource will have to come back to or intimate the branch head or offset to complete the second level field verification, where they will be going to the communication address, verifying the line of activity and all the details mentioned by the BD during FLFE. And after the SLFE is completed, the sales resource can take the picture of SLFE report as well, and they can push this particular case into what we refers to as a T-forms. It is nothing but a backend system, backend workflow system, which manages all the current account opening as well as savings account opening forms. So once the case is pushed from APK into T-forms, then the branch head or offset will have first level of it will be first level. They will be verifying those particular details at something what we call as a SMBH work step. So they will be scrutinizing all the documents and pushing it forward. So this is a very important step in the sense that branch head and ops head is currently having a criteria or a KRA wherein they are supposed to monitor all the current account opening forms that are being sent out from the branch in order to make sure that there are no NFTR cases. So depending upon the NFTR, there is a consequent management as well for branch head as well as ops head. So the branch head and ops head will make sure that all the documents that you have collected, details or you have collected are full in the sense of for opening a current account. Then they will push it across. Once they push it across, it will reach us our operations team. So which will be either CPO or COBC, depending upon the constitution which the current account is getting open. So they will again go through the documents as well as the details that you have inputted, and if in case there is any discrepancy, say missing details or or there's a difference in the details which is inputted as well as the documents, so all these cases the CPU or the COBC will send it back that particular request to the branch or ops head itself. So depending upon what is the clarification required, they can provide additional details, or in case of a missing document, the additional missing documents can be attached and send it back to CPU COBC. And after this to and fro motion, if everything is in order, CPU and COBC will push the case through to the next step, which is the hunter check. So in the hunter check, what happens is the system just validates the particular customer against the negative database which is available with the bank. In the sense that if the particular customer is having any negative transactions to their name in case of a default, or say negative transaction, there's a loan default or credit card default, etc. So it's a database being maintained by a vendor called Experience, so which is used bank wide. So in case of a hunter check, they find a match. Then again it will be sent back to the branch head to give a clarification whether they have done the extra due diligence wherein they verify that this particular customer is not having this particular negative ramifications. So after that is done, sorry, it is again pushed forward to the next step, which is the dedupe check, wherein the customer, this particular customer for whom you are trying to open a current account, whether they are already having a KIF creator or already having a relationship with the bank. In such cases, that particular account will get opened at that already existing KIF, and if not, again the request will go forward and it will be flown into the central banking system Finacle, and the account gets opened, and all the debit card and the relevant deliverables get delivered to the customer along with the welcome kit. So this is the step-by-step flow of what happens during current account opening for a BYOD. If you go to the next field, you can understand that, like I mentioned, Smart PDF is nothing but a digitized version of a physical AOF, which is hosted on website, wherein the sales associate can fill in the necessary details, take the printout of it, get it signed, and get the photo affixed, and scan it in similar to a physical AOF. And on the click of the button, the details will be migrated into eForms. And if you can you just next page, Saurabh? Yeah. So after once the details are pulled into eForms, all the other steps will remain the same. Though all other steps, say SLFE, FLFE, then SMBH, then after that hunter, the scrutiny, hunter, and dedupe. All the steps will remain the same. The only difference being how the data is inputted into the system. In case of a tab, you to the backend system, and in case of Smart PDF journey, you fill a Smart PDF and get it scanned and it moves into the system. So yeah, next. So like I mentioned, in case of a current account, there is a mandatory initial funding criteria for a certain variance of current account, and the amount of initial funding also varies with the variant in which the current account is opened. So it's like an example, our lowest current account variant, which is a Canor, is a normal current account. Our mandatory initial funding criteria is for 20,000. So initial funding check of 20,000 is a mandatory requirement for opening a Canor account. Similarly, depending upon the variant, the mandatory initial funding criteria also varies. So in case of a CA PBG account, which is a priority current account, the initial funding criteria is set at 2 lakhs. So a 2 lakhs initial funding criteria needs to be mandatory, check needs to be mandatorily collected, and using during case initiation itself, those check details will have to be provided by the sales resource in the onboarding journey itself. So this initial funding can be provided from the savings account of the customer also, and the savings account in case of higher constant savings account of the say authorized signatory or B or SMO can be also be provided. So any or the current account of the same customer also if they are already having the current account. So any other modes of funding is considered to be a third party and which is not allowed from a current account perspective. So it has to be either from the current account of the same customer or the savings account of their related parties can be accepted. Next. Yeah, Saurav will just take you through certain enablers which we have introduced to reduce the NFTR or the discrepancies during any current account onboarding, which Saurav will take you through for the next couple of slides.
Yeah, thank you, Setu. So,
Please show
like,
that slide.
sorry.
Please show last slide.
So, Gaurish, can you write down your questions? We will be taking that question answer after the end, just 2-3 slides more. Then we will be taking your question answer. Please write down your question. So, we will be taking that.
Sir, I just said, please show last slide. Last जो slide थी ना वो दिखा दीजिए.
Yeah, Gaurish, this slide we will be sending across to you as well. You don't have to jot it down. We will be sending it across. You can refer that if that is your question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, like we have created certain enablers so that you can, get the correct documentation from the customer and follow the right process for onboarding. Because like we are in current account, there are high NFTR, which is there, and it actually increases the account opening time and lead to the customer dissatisfaction. And for like current account, we have recently launched a process called as consequent management policy. According to that policy, if you are if you are doing 2 NFTR in a month, then you will get a caution letter from the central office. If you are getting 3 caution letter like across 3 months, then there will be penalty on your KRAs or your incentive. So you have to make the first time right for every current account case which you are opening. So we have created certain enablers so that you can take help from there and get the correct account opening process for the customer. First is this WBP
Sir,
Academy.
excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. So can you open the slide for that initial payment, sir?
Manish, we will be sharing this deck with everyone. So like you can take reference from there.
Acha, okay, sir.
Okay, so first is this WBP Academy. So it is hosted on MyConnect. So you can just go in your MyConnect portal, then you have to just look for WBP Academy in shortcuts. And there you will find all the information regarding current account, be it your product feature, SOCs, your annexures, your competition analysis. Everything is hosted at there. So you can find all information regarding current account. Apart from current account, you will find information regarding all the WBP product, which is wholesale banking products like CMS offerings, various trade and forex offering. You will find all the process flows, which is there for if you want to, want to avail any product or like that. Then the second is this KYC document checklist. So it is maintained by the compliance department. It keeps on changing every time to time as per the regulations. So you have to refer to this link for the latest KYC document applicable for the certain constitution. Then I will be talking about this VBT desk, which is hosted by the COBC team. Then there is this Insta Circular site. So the link is already mentioned there. So whatever new product and processes which we are rolling from central office time to time. So the circular of that product and process is hosted at this site. So like any
Saurabh, you are not audible if you are talking.
Setu, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible now.
Okay, so from where should I start?
Yeah, you are referring to Insta Circular. That's the last thing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So as I already told you, like for instance, like if any new product and process which is rolled out, you will find the circular and annexure regarding that product and process at this site. So you can you can take reference from there. Then I will also talk about this current account help desk in the later part of slide and COBC manual also. Then there is this current account.support@axisbank.com. So if you are having any query regarding current account onboarding, documentation, process, then you can just mark a mail to this current account support@axisbank.com, then they will help you regarding that. So these are certain enablers. Now I will be talking about this VBD desk, which is created at COBC end. So like COBC has created a specific dedicated desk to handle account opening process for higher constitution. So like this is also applicable for applicable for all the scheme code of WBC segment and certain specific scheme code for other segment. So here what you can do, you can just fix a call on Teams to this particular email ID, then mention this subject line, and like a VBD executive will come on that call and help you regarding filling the particular the account opening form and documentation of the particular case. Then this second is this current account opening manual, which is created by COBC team. So here you will find all the documentation related information. So if you want to check what are the latest documentation for a particular constitution, what are the annexures which is required to the like open a current account in a constitution, what is the checklist of it, then you will find all the information regarding this in this particular link. So yeah, this is about this current account opening manual. And the last enabler is this current account help desk. So this is the number you can contact. There is a COBC executive who will answer to your queries. So they will provide you real-time guidance on the account opening form. So yeah, this is it about the enablers which we have created for you so that you can take help from there. So yeah, this is about the current account training. Now we are open for question and answer. So we'll be taking one by one.
सर enable two पेस्ट है सर थोड़ा
Yeah, tell me.
तो ये थोड़ा सर जब करंट अकाउंट ओपनिंग मैनुअल और जो आज हमको मॉर्निंग मीटिंग में बोला गया था जो VOIC में जो वो नहीं है क्या करंट अकाउंट का?
Sorry, I didn't get you. VOIC. Can you explain what are you meaning? So this is the I just talk about this current account opening manual, COBC, which is created by COBC. So this is a document checklist which is applicable for partnership and above constitution. So in current account, the documentation is so complex. So every time you don't have to go to that KYC link, you can just go to this link. They have maintained the checklist. Like suppose for sole prop, you will have to get this document for POI and these documents for POA. So they have maintained the checklist at there. And if you are looking for certain annexures, like Setu has explained the annexure 1 and annexure 2. So you will find everything there in that one link. So this is about this current account opening manual. Yeah, Rajkumar.
जो इंडिविजुअल सर जो करंट अकाउंट हम ओपनिंग करेंगे प्रोप्राइटरशिप का वो तो हम VOIC में खोलेंगे, लेकिन ये जो पार्टनरशिप वगैरह और जो है वो सब तो मैनुअली ओपन करना पड़ेगा ना सर?
नहीं, यू कैन ओपन इज थ्रू BYOD, जो अभी सेतु ने बताया ना, BYOD और स्मार्ट PDF, देयर आर टू मोड्स.
पार्टनरशिप तो मैं सर VOID में नहीं ओपन हो पाएगा ना सर?
हो जाएगा सर. Setu, do you want to answer?
Like, yeah, Tab SME, the Tab SME application which I have mentioned, so partnership, company, etc., can be opened through BYOD. So if there is any reason of not opening through BYOD, say in case of authorized signatories, etc., being at different places, then you can use Smart PDF as well, not physical but Smart PDF.
Sir, Raju. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. सर
हेलो
ये करंट अकाउंट में ये जो कंसोलिडेटेड चार्जेस कटते हैं सर, तो ये मतलब हर वेरिएंट पे ही कटता है सर। तो ये क्या होता है सर कंसोलिडेटेड चार्जेस? हर मंथ कटता है सर कस्टमर
तो
का।
सो कंसोलिडेटेड चार्जेस इज नथिंग बट जैसे आपका अकाउंट में वेरियस जैसे इस महीने में आपका अकाउंट में से मैं कैनोर एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूँ, तो अकाउंट में कैनोर अकाउंट में 100 रुपये का मंथली सर्विसेज चार्ज लगता ही लगता है। इन एडिशन टू
जी।
दैट अगर सपोज आप इस मंथ में कैश डिपॉजिट ज्यादा किया है कि नॉर्मली
हाँ।
जो 2 लाख फ्री रहता है उसके ऊपर अगर सपोज उसने किया है तो उसमें
हाँ।
उसमें कैश डिपॉजिट भी चार्ज हो जाएगा। तो ये सब चार्जेस मिला के जो एक चार्ज, क्योंकि करंट अकाउंट में चार्ज एक ही बार लगता है महीने में, तो जैसे मई का चार्जेस में में हमारा चार्ज लगता है जून के सेकंड वीक में, तो वो एक ही बार जो चार्ज लगता है दैट कम्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कंसोलिडेटेड चार्जेस। तो आपको सिंगल एंट्री दिखेगा, मगर अगर आपको वो पर्टिकुलर चार्ज का डिटेल्स देखना है तो सिमिलर टू हाउ सेविंग्स अकाउंट का है, तो आप चार्जमैन में रेफर कर सकते हो इन फिनेकल, where you can find out that bifurcation of what all charges is incorporated in that consolidated charges. So
बराबर।
does that
लेकिन सर
so
सर वो हर अकाउंट में 100 रुपए प्लस जीएसटी काटता ही है सर, वो चाहे वो मतलब उसका लिमिट अगर कैश डिपॉजिट का या विड्रॉल का
तो
नहीं ओवर होता, लेकिन हर
हाँ
हर महीने मंथली सर 100 रुपए कटता ही है सर।
नहीं, वो वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन कौन सा करंट अकाउंट वेरिएंट है। जैसे कैनोवर हो, कैसल हो, जैसे लोअर वेरिएंट है उसमें 100 रुपीज का मैंडेटरी है।
जी।
अब हायर वेरिएंट्स में आ गए, सीए बीपीएल हो या सीए पीबीजी, आपके केस में सीए पीबीजी ले रहा हूँ, प्रायोरिटी का
हाँ।
जो है उसमें सब में 100 रुपये है ही नहीं। तो
उसमें नहीं कटता
वही
है
मैं
ना
बोल रहा
सर?
हूँ, नहीं सीएपीबी में 100 रुपये नहीं है। तो वही है कि आप कौन सा करंट अकाउंट वेरिएंट खोल रहे हो उस पर डिपेंडेंट है चार्जेस क्या क्या रहे।
ठीक है सर। नहीं एक्चुअली क्या मेरे पे मैप्ड बुक्ड में थे सर, तो वो वेरिएंट मैंने एक बार शायद नहीं देखा होगा, बट आपने क्लियर किया तो अभी मैं देखता हूँ सर वो वेरिएंट। शायद वो छोटे नॉर्मल अकाउंट्स के वेरिएंट होंगे सर।
हाँ, सो एवरी वेरिएंट हैज डिफरेंट चार्जेस, सो अगेंस्ट दैट वेरिएंट यू कैन रेफर द एसओसी, तो उसके हिसाब से फिर वो चार्जेस अप्लीकेबल हो।
जी। और सर एक और चीज़ पूछनी थी, ये बीवाईओडी जो है ना सर, वो मतलब फ़ोन में है ही नहीं सर, और मैं कंपनी पोर्टल से भी करता हूँ डाउनलोड, तो वो शो ही नहीं होता है सर, बीवाईओडी है ही नहीं मेरे पास। वीसिप तो
नहीं,
सिद्धि के थ्रू वीसिप।
बीवाईओडी नहीं है नाम, लाइक इन केस ऑफ करंट अकाउंट टैब एसएमई इज द नेम। सो सिमिलर टू आपका सेविंग्स का टैब ऑन है, for current account there is something called tab SME. It's not BYOD. BYOD was a reference है, so name of application is tab SME.
क्या नाम है सर? TAB SME।
Yeah.
ओके सर, ओके।
बीवाईओडी ऑलरेडी सिद्धि ऐप में इज देयर सर, एक बार चेक कर सकते हो वो भी।
ओके ठीक है, उसके थ्रू भी हो जाएगा ना करंट अकाउंट सर, सिद्धि
हो
ऐप के थ्रू?
जाएगा।
ठीक है। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
और एक सर, ये इंडिविजुअल अकाउंट ओपन कर रहे हैं ना, इंडिविजुअल करंट अकाउंट ओपन करे तो ये कंपलसरी सेविंग्स भी ओपन करना है, नहीं है तो इंडिविजुअल करंट अकाउंट भी ओपन करे तो 100% क्रेडिट मिल जाएगा, मिलता नहीं मिलता सर?
Credit wala part, I'm not the right person to comment on it, but for opening a current account, say there is no condition as you need to open a savings account as such. So, but in case of अगर आप CA PBG open करने जा रहे हैं, then that customer already should have a savings priority relationship. Then only you can open a current account priority. Otherwise, there is no condition like you have to open a savings account.
एक्चुअली वो इंडिविजुअल पर्सन है ना सर, वो इंडिविजुअल पर्सन में ओपन करते हैं ना, कंपलसरी विल ओपन एंड सेविंग अकाउंट आर नॉट, जस्ट कंफर्मेशन।
हाँ, from current account point of view, there is no criteria like you have to open a savings account to open a current account. No criteria like that. Hello, sir.
हेलो
Yeah.
सर, ये जो आपका क्या कहते हैं CAPBG है, उसका मतलब अगर किसी का प्रायोरिटी अकाउंट है तो इफ यू वांट टू मतलब ओपन CAPBG, उसको ग्रुपिंग कराना पड़ेगा क्या बाद में एक साथ, मतलब या अलग रख सकते हैं अकाउंट?
नहीं तो ग्रुपिंग अगर आपको कुछ फॉर फ्रॉम ए प्रायोरिटी परस्पेक्टिव इफ द ग्रुपिंग हैज टू बी डन फॉर सम अदर पर्पस यू कैन डू इट बट CAPBG का जो फीचर्स अवेल करने के लिए यू डोंट हैव टू डू ए ग्रुपिंग एज सच बट आई एम नॉट क्वाइट श्योर ऑन व्हाट अदर क्राइटेरिया यू विल अचीव थ्रू ए ग्रुपिंग बट फ्रॉम ए करंट अकाउंट परस्पेक्टिव हमें कोई ग्रुपिंग की जरूरत नहीं है इफ द करंट अकाउंट इज सेविंग्स ऑलरेडी सेविंग्स प्रायोरिटी
But he is a new
Yeah,
to
so
bank.
but
Customer is yeah, my question is customer is NTB. He has don't have any priority saving account, and we want to open a CAPBG initial funding 2 lakh rupees. So whether we can
No,
go as a
you
current account first?
you can open any other current account variant, not CAPBG. CAPBG is specifically for current customers who are already having a priority saving.
Okay. So so we can open a normal scheme code and we can ask for initial funding more than for a PBR I'm talking about.
You can open a normal current account variant, say CA BPL, CA CH1, those are higher variants as well. Depending upon that, you can mention the initial funding criteria as per the variant.
Sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, please
Hello.
go ahead. Yes, Sunil.
सेतुना सर सर मेरा क्वेश्चन सेम इसी से रिलेटेड है जो अभी सर ने पूछा लास्ट में एक्चुअली एक लास्ट हमारे अभी RM है उन्होंने बताया था कि आप जो प्रायोरिटी सेविंग अकाउंट कैरी कर रहे हैं उन्हीं का ही अकाउंट आपको काउंटेबल है अदरवाइज अगर आप कोई अकाउंट वैसे खोलते हैं कैनोर या CADV तो वो काउंट नहीं होगा ऐसा कुछ है
हाँ आपके KRA के perspective like I will not be the right person to advise you on it whether that's get counted on your KRA or not. Maybe you can get in project or somebody you can get this from Jacob's side or somebody.
Setu, we need to confirm it with priority team only. Currently, I'm also not aware about this KRA structure for PBRs. So once we get the clarity, then we can confirm to them.
Sorry, I'm not sure Surya or Suraj asked. So that perspective से आप एक बार priority team से एक बार approach लीजिए, but yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
Manish.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes, please go
जो
ahead.
सर ये सर जो पूछ रहा था मान लो कि किसी का अकाउंट तो अगर आप मान लो कि ओपन द अकाउंट उसके बाद हमें एक्स्ट्रा कुछ करना होगा क्या मतलब फैमिली लिंक को ऐसा कुछ करना होगा या वी विल गेट द फीचर्स ऑफ CAPBG वही पूछ रहा था मैं
Sorry, Saurabh, आपको like पूरा सुनाई दिया क्या? Like I was not able to hear.
So sir, actually family banking वाला proposition is a different proposition, but ये यहाँ पे only criteria is that you have to fulfill the like priority customer criteria. So you must have a priority saving account to open a priority current account. So that is the only criteria which you like must fulfill to open.
No, how will the system fetch that he's having a priority account? Like, is it any system is there for fetching, or
Yeah, so like
automatically?
A customer must have a cust ID. On the basis of that, we can identify he's of having other kind of relationship with the bank or not. So that system is
Okay.
identifying.
और एक ये जो आपका CMS था, CMS is it free for CAPBG account holders? मतलब कोई
Sorry?
charges है क्या इसका?
So every
CMS
in
service जो है
CMS there are a lot of products. So every product a different kind of charge structure. So if you want to like understand these products, then you can like we can get into like you just mention that query to us and we will get the right spec for you. Or you can go into WPP Academy. You can find all the charge structure and all the different kind of product offering of CMS team which is there.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
That a priority RM. So
Hello.
we go directly into the priority. Hello.
Sir,
Hello?
my voice is audible to you, sir?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
my question is that because I am a priority RM, correct? So why I am going for a normal current account? I am going for a priority current account, and customer is a new. So why he is not able to open first saving account? He will go only for a current account. So whether I can go for a priority current account without this saving account open?
So Chaman, in that case, you can always open a normal current account, and once you have had that customer into a priority savings fold, you can always convert that current account into CAPBG as well.
So first I have to
Later
open
down
a
the
normal
line,
current account.
if you are opening a current account as a standalone relationship without having a savings backing, then you can open it in a normal, any of the variants available to depending upon its requirement. And once you have secured that priority relationship, you can always go ahead and convert that into a CAPBG as well.
So
So
I
Chaman,
open normal
just
one.
to answer your question, so like why we are offering this current account to a specific customer, because they are qualifying for that criteria. Okay, so we are expecting certain values from that customer. So that is why we have created this kind of features for those customers. So if you are like, we don't have any criterion, if you are giving for any NTB customer, then like there will be a loss from my side, from our side.
No, it's not normal. See, it's not a normal. He will ready to pay the initial funding. Let's suppose he's ready to pay 10 lakh rupees. But why I'm giving a normal? That's why my question.
So like it is defined as per this thought process. Yes, Itu, you want to comment here?
So
Solution is that
customer is,
I have
the
to open a
customer is
normal.
ready. Chaman, when you say normal, right? When you say normal current account, so if he's ready to give an initial funding of 10 lakhs, he gets eligible for CH1 account also, which is even higher than a priority current account. So which is having a higher limits, etc. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, if the customer is of a higher value, you can always offer higher current account variants, which is even above priority. And once you have opened a priority account, it's your call whether to push that particular customer into a CAPBG definition or whether to remain with that particular higher variant. It's all depending upon the requirement.
scheme.
Sorry?
CAPBG scheme we cannot give a fresh customer.
If it's an NTB customer without having any savings relationship, you cannot give. If it's already a savings priority customer, you can give a CAPBG.
Okay.
Sir, Sir Suryakant. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
If you open, you told me that if you open high value current account higher than CAPBG, in that case also we don't got the credit, right?
Yeah, for the current account, I think if I give the answer, sir, because I have session attended KRA. For current account, we cannot get any credit. After that, if the same customer open a saving account, priority saving account, then we can whatever you have opened the last current account, that will get the benefit that time.
Have you got the NDB credit or?
Yeah, we'll get once you open the saving account post priority saving account.
So Abhishek, can you clarify on this points regarding that KRAs and everything which they are having?
From the KRA perspective, yeah, if you can just repeat that question, I will take it up. Who has that question, please?
Sir Suryakant bol raha hu.
Suryakant, tell me.
सपोज एक कस्टमर का अकाउंट नहीं है, इज न्यू टू बैंक, अकाउंट नहीं है, वो चाहता है कि CAPBG अकाउंट खोलने के लिए और एनी हाई वैल्यू करेंट अकाउंट खोलने के लिए, तो हम लोग को उसी केस में हम लोग को क्रेडिट मिलेगा या नहीं? दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन.
Let me break down that answer in two parts. Basically, yesterday, I don't know how attentive you were in the KRA session which was taken on the first day, but once the current account is opened, and if it is only a sole current account, then you do not get business credit. To get business credit on both points, one is on the NOA and second on the MDAP, you will necessarily need to open a savings account as well, and then group both the current and savings account under family banking. I'll repeat it again. So if a customer you meet and he opens a high value current account today with you, let's understand that a customer opens a even CAPG for that matter of fact, you will have to tag that account with a savings account. So you will have to open the proprietors or the directors or the partners saving, one of those key decision makers, or what we call as CAM bolte hain basically. One of those guys, you will have to open their savings account and then tag them along with the current account under family banking. Then you will get the credit of the full credit of the MDAP, full credit of the NOA points as well. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Saurabh, I think that answers that.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, Suraj, go ahead.
सर फैमिली बैंक के अंदर हम कौन कौन से करंट अकाउंट ओपन कर सकते हैं, कौन कौन से वेरिएंट का, PPG का, नॉर्मल, ऐसे कौन कौन से?
All constitutions except for trust accounts and public limited companies.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Hello,
any other
do we
question?
have any more? Yeah.
Yeah, Rajesh, you have raised your hand.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
got
good evening,
dropped
sir.
off. I think network issue.
Hello.
Sorry, Abhishek again. I think I got dropped off. There was a network issue. So to answer that question, all constitutions can be opened other than trust and public limited one. All scheme codes other than Burgundy can be opened.
Yeah,
Hello.
Rajesh, you had some questions. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, just I have a customer. They have no any banking relation with us, right? Now you want to open a current account. As you say, at first we are open a saving account in priority segment. Then we will open a CAPBG, right?
If
You can
you have
open
to
either of the
open-
two. So you can open either of the two.
Yeah.
For example, the customer would like to first open a current account. You go ahead and open the customer's current
His first
account
choice
because
is
you don't
current
want.
account.
You open the current account. You try and convince the customer to open a savings account also with you. Once you are able to convince the customer to open a savings account, you group the two under family banking. Right? Retrospective. Now let's understand. I explained this thing even yesterday to you guys. Retrospective, you will get credit for the MDAP. Let's understand that you open the current account in the month of May. And in the month of July, the customer opens a savings account with you. In the month of July, when you group both these accounts together, retrospective from the month of May till July, you will get the benefit of MDAP.
Okay.
Are you with me?
सर क्वेश्चन
So it
मेरा एक
doesn't matter
सिंपल से
when.
यहाँ पे है जो कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट कर
आंसर मैंने आपको बहुत सिंपली बताया है, मगर आप वही क्वेश्चन आप दोबारा पूछ रहे हो मेरे को।
नहीं सर, कोई यहाँ पे
करंट अकाउंट
कंफ्यूजन कहाँ पे
पहले भी खोल सकते
क्रिएट
हो।
हो रहा है, मेरा सिंपल से
जी ओके,
आपको आपका ऑफिस कहाँ है?
गो अहेड एंड आस्क योर क्वेश्चन। कहाँ पे कंफ्यूजन है?
मेरा कंफ्यूजन ये है सर कि आप बोल रहे हो कि डायरेक्ट हम लोग सीए पीबीजी नहीं खोल सकते अगर वो
हेलो
हेलो, मैं कह रहा हूँ आप CPBG जाके, I think everybody has to put themselves on mute actually. There is some noise that's coming in the background. You can open hello
Abhishek sir.
Yeah, Abhishek, Setu here.
Setu.
Hello. Yeah, so Abhishek, the question being is for CAPBG, as per the regulations, you need to have a saving priority to have open a CAPBG account. So that's
So
why
for
Rajesh is
only
asking
for-
whether we can.
Yeah. Only for CAPBG scheme code, since it is only meant for customers, savings account customers of the bank who do not have a current account relationship, and only for proprietors and individual current accounts in case of CAPBG. I think you'll have to put yourself on mute. Rajesh, can you please put yourself on mute? Yeah. So, in the case of CAPBG scheme code, it allows you to only open for existing customer IDs of the bank. One. Number two is that the customer should not have an existing current account relationship with the bank. In that case, we will be able to open a CAPBG scheme code. But the scheme code is meant only for proprietors and individuals, right? This particular scheme code. There are other scheme codes that are available which you can still go ahead and use to open those accounts.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Did that answer, Rajesh? Rajesh, did that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Setu, was that?
Thank you.
Was that accurate?
Yeah. So they were quite confused. They can go ahead and open a current account priority by standalone. That's why they were told they need to have a savings relationship before opening a CAPBG account.
So one is that as a relationship manager, all of you guys need to understand that you can open any scheme code in the bank other than a few designated ones. I will share with you those restricted scheme codes. Other than that, all scheme codes are valid for your current account opening process. So it does not restrict you from opening the account. All right. Only in case of CAPBG, that particular scheme code for which you need to have an existing savings account in the bank for the customer for the grouping process. Okay, I think we can move ahead.
Yeah, Gaurish, I
Hello.
think you have raised.
Abhishek sir.
हाँ सर, customer having normal saving
Abhishek
account.
sir.
Go ahead, Gaurish. What is your question?
Sir, customer have normal saving account, and now we open CAPBG account. So can I raise in our portfolio?
No, it is not possible. You cannot open customer having an existing current account. You cannot open one more current account.
No. पहले से ही उसका नॉर्मल सेविंग अकाउंट है।
No, you cannot upgrade that into a CAPBG. It is not like an upgrade process. If the customer has a savings account and is meeting the criteria, that grouping can be done, but cannot be changed into CAPBG scheme code.
नहीं सर, सेविंग को करंट
CA
का सेविंग को करंट का अगर क्राइटेरिया मैट हो जाता 4 लाख का।
So let me answer your question. You asked me whether I have a CA, NO or a normal account, and in which I am maintaining 2 lakh rupees balance. I want to upgrade the account to a CAPBG. No, it does not work that way. The customer in CAPBG scheme code cannot have an existing current account relationship with the bank.
नहीं, नो सर, आई कैन यू कैन सर, कस्टमर का ऑलरेडी सेविंग अकाउंट है जो कि नॉर्मल है। अब हम उसका 2 लाख फंडिंग से CAPBG अकाउंट खोल रहे हैं।
नहीं खोल सकते। मैं वही समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ दोबारा आपको कि कस्टमर कैन नॉट हैव एन एग्जिस्टिंग करंट अकाउंट।
नहीं नहीं, नया खोलने हैं, उसका हम नया करंट अकाउंट
नहीं, सो CAPBG स्कीम कोड में नहीं खोल सकते आप उसको।
अच्छा सर, हमारे यहाँ क्या करंट की और सेविंग की कस्टमरी एक ही होती है? मुझे नॉलेज नहीं है सर, मैंने विजन करा है।
सर वो भाई वो ये बोल रहे हैं कि उसका सेविंग अकाउंट है और करंट अकाउंट उसको खोलना है एसबी मतलब का पीबीजी में, वो बोल रहे हैं सर। उसका ऑलरेडी करंट अकाउंट है, ये नहीं बोल रहे सर।
कस्टमर का
उसका
सेविंग्स अकाउंट है।
हाँ, सेविंग अकाउंट है और उनको करंट अकाउंट पीबीजी खोलना है सर। तो खोल सकते हैं ना सर, क्योंकि कस्टमर आईडी अलग होगा।
हाँ, you can open that. That is not a problem.
हाँ सर।
You can open.
बट अभिषेक, यहाँ पे जो सेविंग अकाउंट है, इट शुड बी प्रायोरिटी।
Okay.
Priority saving account.
Yeah, it cannot be a normal savings account. It has to be a priority savings account. Correct. So, the customer should be a priority customer.
Okay.
And if he has an existing current account with the bank, if he's already holding a current account with the bank, you cannot open another current account, which is of any variant, CAPBG or any other scheme code, saying that मैं चलो इनको upgrade कर देता हूँ इस scheme code में, CAPBG में नहीं खोल पाओगे आप उसको।
The customer having a good relationship with us and he is not being a still priority account, but he is looking for opening the KPBG account. So can we still open that account? मतलब customer priority नहीं है, but अगर वो चाहता है और relationship अच्छी रख रहा है, तो we can open that account.
You have to upgrade the customer into priority. Basically, you will have to follow the upgradation process
So
of
it is mandatory
upgrading the
that
normal.
customer should be.
He should be a priority scheme code. He should be under your portfolio. Customer should be under your portfolio. Only then you will get credit. And he should be a priority customer.
So suppose if outside customer is looking for opening their account and also wanted to be in a KPBG portfolio under the priority program, then we cannot open that account because customer is having a good kind of relationship with other banking also. He is just looking for to forwarding, move all other banking to over here.
So you are confusing yourself, right? Your question, जो आप question मेरे से पूछ रहे थे वो कुछ और था।
Having a good kind of relationship. कस्टमर का सर मेरे पास प्रायोरिटी में अकाउंट नहीं है। कस्टमर इज हैविंग अ गुड बैंकिंग विद अदर बैंकिंग, ठीक है, बट व्हेन आई एक्सप्लेन टू हिम एवरीथिंग अबाउट प्रोग्राम एवरीथिंग, so he is seeking for opening their account but he is having earlier with a saving normal saving account with us. So क्या पहले हमें प्रायोरिटी कस्टमर्स को मतलब सेविंग अकाउंट को प्रायोरिटी में अपग्रेड करना पड़ेगा, देन वी कैन ओपन द करंट अकाउंट ऑफ दैट पर्सन, अदरवाइज सिर्फ सेविंग ही खोल मतलब सिर्फ करंट ही खोल सकते हैं अंडर KPBG प्रोग्राम में। सेविंग के साथ फैमिली मेंबर क्लब करना पड़ेगा, फैमिली ग्रुपिंग करनी पड़ेगी।
So you put yourself on mute. I'll answer your question. Now you are a priority relationship manager. Everything that works in your portfolio should be a priority customer, which means some customer holding a normal savings account in the bank, he is not going to be part of your portfolio. You must understand this. Customer holding a bank in your branch, basically a regular savings account, is not part of your portfolio, which means you cannot service him, number one. Now let's understand the customer is maintaining the required TRV or has the required AQB that he's maintaining in the account. In those cases, you will be allowed to upgrade the customer into priority first. All right, through a change request form, which you will have to take from the customer. And through the CRF process, you will have to convert the account into a priority account. What account? Is savings account. And get him mapped to your portfolio. Once he's mapped to your portfolio and the customer is interested in opening a current account, you can go to the customer and get the account opening process done for this current account. And then group both of them under family bank. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Sir, for the upgradation, sorry, for the upgradation, sir, how much period it will take to upgrade? It will
48
take.
hours. 48 hours.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Indrajit.
Abhishek sir.
Yeah, Indrajit, go ahead. What's your
Hello.
question? Yes, what is the question?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, sir, as you have told, like one who is having existing current account, he cannot open the CCA PBG account. Like for instance, someone who is having a priority account and he is having a normal current account. Now, if he wish to close the normal current account and open the CA PBG, is it possible?
No, I don't think that's an option currently available. Setu, would you be able to answer that if the customer closes his current account and then opens a CAPBG?
Yeah, that's possible. Abhishek, if he is ready to open or close the Canora account, he can open CP.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Abhishek sir.
Yes, Chaman.
Yeah. So it's better to initially we'll ask for the 4 lakh rupees of fund, and we convince for the first saving account. Then after we can go for credit. It's better actually, sir. As per my understanding.
Either of the ways, you can see what will happen is, technically speaking, when you go into your catchment area, right? So when you walk into beside your, where your branch is located, the most important things that you will notice is your businesses around, right? So they could be a doctor, they could be a chartered accountant, they could be a small private limited company, they could be a small organization. You will see these retailers, wholesalers, distributors around your this thing. So for you, that's your captive audience, right? So when you walk in as a relationship manager, you cannot tell him, sir, I am take care of your savings account right now. Current account I cannot service. Correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Which means that you are approaching them for their business requirement and making sure that you get their family, savings, other relationships as well, right? This is a very, very powerful route to take. When you approach your customers, the first thing that when he's sitting on his business, he's going to be interested in talking about the current account and what are the products and services that you can offer to him. Could be the EDC machine, could be PMS related services, could be MPOS, any of these. So he's looking for these solutions, right? First, that's his prime need, and it's a good starting discussion point also.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Discussion with the customer, you can move the discussion into talking about who is this family banking with, where do they have their other accounts, what about their children, what about parents. So the conversation will be starting at core current, and more, you don't walk into a business and ask him, sir, who's your savings account with, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? right? You don't walk into a private limited company and ask one of the directors, can I find out who is your savings account with? You probably want to understand from that, sir, who does your company bank with, right? And then eventually you will move that conversation to the directors, individual, their wealth accounts or any of those.
Correct.
Are we clear on this? So your approach
Yes,
should be that, yes, I want to acquire the current account relationship. And maybe the customer may not initially budge, but my relationship with the customer and the bank's relationship with the customer will make him move later, or his savings account relationship as well, which is how you will actually grow your map book, right? Right. Please understand that the savings account has the potential to get you close to 4x growth in your portfolio. One savings account comes with 2 lakhs, but a high value customer or high value business can give you as large as about 8 to 10 lakh rupees as AQB, which means that you will jump your AQB by 5 times, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you are focused on going through this approach, you will be able to accelerate your map book growth at a much faster rate compared to any other relationship manager in the business.
Correct, sir.
Right.
Correct.
And I will give you some examples of some of the relationship managers who I have worked closely with in the last couple of years, when they have focused on current account as a core product to be discussed with every single customer. I have noticed with just about, opening up about 7 to 10 accounts, they have just doubled their entire map book. Because some of these accounts, they'll give you very large relationship sizes. And once the customer moves his current account, he does not hesitate to move his savings or other account relationships or his family banking relationships from any other bank to you. Right?
Correct, sir.
So that's the
Because
strength that the current account proposition has.
Yes,
So
because
never
I am
hesitate.
giving content.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Step 6, sir. Please complete, sir.
Yeah, you were trying to say something. I missed it.
No, sir. Please. Then I'll tell last.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, as relationship managers, do not worry about which comes first. Basically, you have to approach every customer by his need, what it could be. So, if his need would be of a current account, you start working on opening his current account. The moment you open his current account, automatically you will go back the next day and talk to him about his savings account relationship. That will happen by default. The customer will start moving some bit of balances in his savings account. He'll open one small account with you to start with, right? And slowly, he will migrate balances. That's your job of building relationship and moving money, right? So don't hesitate to stop doing that. Let me not focus on this. Let me get the savings account first. A very wrong approach, because you will get 10 lakh rupees as balances coming in your current account, whereas you'll get only 2 lakh rupees as balances coming in your savings.
For me, as an opportunity.
Abhishek sir. Abhishek sir, this is Sunil.
Yeah. Yes, Sunil.
Hello.
Yes, Sunil,
सर
go ahead.
मेरा
What's
ना
your
थोड़ा
question?
सा क्वेश्चन सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मेरे कस्टमर है पोर्टफोलियो में, उनका एचयूएफ अकाउंट चल रहा है सेविंग प्राइटी। हेलो। अब सर
go
उनका
ahead.
क्या है, उन्होंने कहा मुझे करंट अकाउंट खोलना है, तो उन्होंने कहा मुझे ऐसा अकाउंट बताओ जिसमें कोई मेंटेनेंस का वो नहीं रहे, मतलब जो अपना 100 रुपीज प्लस जीएसटी लगता है। तो उनको मैंने बीपीएल अकाउंट के लिए बात की थी, तो वो कह रहे ठीक है मैं खोल सकता हूँ, पर अब जो अपना इस फैमिली बैंकिंग ग्रुप है इसमें 2 लाख करंट प्लस को मिला के 4 लाख रखना है। अब यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन याद है कि बीपीएल अकाउंट अगर हम खोलते हैं तो उनको 5 लाख अलग मेंटेन करना है और ये प्राइटी में अलग मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा है?
See, when you group the relationship under family banking, right, the customer needs to maintain only 4 lakhs at a combined level to meet the priority eligibility criteria, basically. So as long as he's meeting it at 4 lakh rupees at priority eligibility criteria, everything else is fine. There would be some transaction related restriction because of not maintaining that balance in his current account. So he says that now I won't maintain that balance required in the current account. That might impact his some charges that would get levied. Is that correct, Saurabh? Setu?
Sorry, Abhishek. Sorry, can you just repeat?
So the question which Sunil has is that I open a BPL account basically for the customer and group it under family banking. Now he is
Correct.
meeting 4 lakhs at a criteria level, at a family ID level basically. But CA BPL may have its own stipulated requirement for maintenance of balance basically to enjoy those higher transaction limits or whatever. So
Yeah.
if he
So I think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if he is still maintaining the priority criteria, which is 4 lakh, combined between savings and current, will he separately get charged on the transaction because he may not be maintaining that required balance at CABPL?
Yeah, so when you group it to family banking, I believe that you are affixing that family banking label as well, right? In that current account. I
Yes.
think as far as it is FMLY PBG, I don't remember the exact terminology, but if that label is affixed due to that family banking, then that non-maintenance charges will not be applicable to them. But the other transactional nature charges will be still applicable as per as the CABPL schedule of charges. But that non-maintenance charges will not be applicable if that particular family banking label is affixed due to their family banking relationship.
Correct. Yeah, that was my understanding as well. Correct. So Sunil, does that answer your question? Between me and Setu, we try to answer that part.
So actually little one रीजन मैं जो जानना चाह रहा था, मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था कि कस्टमर ये कह रहे हैं कि मुझे ना ऐसा अकाउंट बताओ जिसमें कोई अकाउंट मतलब जैसे 100 रुपीज मेंटेनेंस सर्विस चार्ज लगते हैं, तो उनको मैंने बीपीएल अकाउंट पिच किया था, तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है मैं ये अकाउंट खोलूंगा। तो मैंने सीए पीबीजी बताया कि सर इसमें आप 2 लाख अगर करते हैं तो दोनों को मिला के अगर 4 लाख रुपए भी फंड रहता है तो आपको मेंटेन करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। बट वो कह रहे नहीं मुझे सीए बीपीएल ही खोलना है। तो मैं ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर वो मैं वहां भी मेंटेन करना है, सीए बीपीएल में भी 5 लाख रुपए मेंटेन करना है एमएबी, और ये एचयूएफ सेविंग अकाउंट है इसमें भी मेंटेन करना है 2 लाख अलग से, तो ऐसा रहेगा? इसलिए मैं ये कंफ्यूजन ये थी मेरी।
आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है एग्जैक्टली?
सर क्वेश्चन ये है कि कस्टमर ने बोला है कि मुझे 5 लाख का अकाउंट खोलना है जो आपका बीपीएल अकाउंट है जिसमें 100 रुपीज मेंटेनेंस चार्ज नहीं लग रहे। करेक्ट सर? हेलो।
ओके।
अब कस्टमर का एग्जिस्टिंग जो अकाउंट हम हमारे प्राइवेटी बैंकिंग में चल रहा है वो एचयूएफ अकाउंट चल रहा है, जो प्राइवेटी मतलब अकाउंट है। अब मैं जो मेरा क्वेश्चन है ये है कि अगर मैं कस्टमर का सीए बीपीएल अकाउंट खोलता हूँ तो उसमें 5 लाख रुपए अलग से रखने पड़ेंगे उसको मेंटेन करने के लिए, या प्राइवेटी बैंकिंग ग्रुप में मतलब हम उसे मर्ज कर सकते हैं?
सो ये जो दोनों अकाउंट है ना, इनको आप फैमिली बैंकिंग में टैग करके आप मर्ज करा जा सकते हैं। 1 नंबर 2 है कि फैमिली बैंकिंग में पूरा जो रिक्वायरमेंट है आपकी करंट प्लस सेविंग्स टू अवॉइड नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस बेसिकली, राइट, इज मिनिमम 4 लाख रुपीज बेसिकली। अगर 4 लाख टीआरवी लेवल करंट प्लस सेविंग में मिल रहा है तो कोई चार्ज नहीं लेवी होगा। हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पार्ट? अगर कस्टमर 5 लाख कंबाइंड रख रहा है, कंबाइंड रख रहा है 5 लाख, तो चार्जेस लेविड नहीं होंगे उस अकाउंट में, राइट?
ठीक, अब हुआ सर क्लियर मेरे को।
Now second part, there may be transaction related charges, like let's understand non-maintenance of balance charges may not get levied, but for example if he does not keep the CABPL ka AQB requirement, then he may not be able to enjoy higher transaction limits basically. So you get what I'm saying? CA BPL as a product will have its own balance, क्योंकि वो बैलेंस उतना मेंटेन करेगा, उसको लिमिट्स दिए जाते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन, डिपॉजिट, कैश विड्रॉल, ऑल ऑफ दिस, राइट? तो उसमें चार्ज लग सकता है अगर वो मेंटेन नहीं कर रहा है. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can understand.
Yeah. So those are transaction
नहीं सर,
related charges that
सर
should get levied.
इसमें सेकेंड जो ऑप्शन सर आपने बताया वो कंफ्यूजन लगा सर.
देखिए, अगर मैं अपना बैलेंस मेंटेन नहीं करूं तो अकाउंट में तो नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस लगते हैं बेसिकली. बैलेंस नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस, AQB नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस. मगर अगर मैंने ग्रुप कर दिया अंडर फैमिली बैंकिंग एंड एट अ फैमिली आईडी लेवल आई एम मीटिंग द क्राइटेरिया, then I will not get charged on non-maintenance charges. However, the customer is taking a higher variant of current account. वो जो variant है ना current account का, that variant requires a certain amount of balance to be maintained in the account, right? For which I will enjoy higher deposit limits, higher withdrawal limits, higher transaction limits on my bank account. If I don't maintain that criteria, there will be charges levied for that, for those transactions.
तो सर सीए बीपीएल को फिर फैमिली बैंकिंग में करने से बेनिफिट क्या होंगे सर?
आप बताइए मेरे को क्या बेनिफिट होना चाहिए आपको?
जैसे सर मैं ये क्वेश्चन ये मैं पूछना चाह रहा हूँ, जैसे सर मैं फैमिली बैंकिंग में TRV 4 लाख मेंटेन करता हूँ और यदि मैं 5 लाख का करेंट अकाउंट यदि मैं खोला हूँ और यहाँ फैमिली बैंकिंग में 4 लाख TRV है करेंट अकाउंट सेविंग अकाउंट का, तो यदि हमारा 4 लाख मेंटेनेंस होता है 4 लाख, तो नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस तो नहीं लगनी चाहिए सर?
ओके, आप मेरे को बताइए सीए बीपीएल की इनिशियल फंडिंग और AQB रिक्वायरमेंट कितनी है फॉर एग्जांपल? कैन यू टेल? लेट्स आंसर दैट क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट.
5 लाख सर.
उस 5 लाख है. सेविंग्स अकाउंट की क्या रिक्वायरमेंट होती है?
2 लाख.
2 लाख. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ आपको कि आप अगर 4 लाख मीट कर रहे हो बोथ इन दो प्रोडक्ट में, सेविंग्स और करंट मिला के, तो में जो नॉन मेंटेनेंस चार्जेस लगते हैं वो आपको नहीं लगेंगे. बट मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि बॉस अगर आप लिमिट आप 4 लाख रखो, मैं आपको सारे बेनिफिट दूंगा जो 5 लाख पे मिलते हैं वो आपको 4 लाख में दे रहा हूँ. दैट इज नॉट व्हाट वी आर सेइंग.
यस सर.
Have you understood that? There are other accounts also
Yes,
which
sir.
have higher balances more than 5 lakhs. So that means if I open those accounts also, the customer will enjoy all the superior benefit, but doesn't have to maintain that balance. ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है.
सर इसमें एक चीज मैं पूछना चाहूँगा सर, जैसे हम लोग पे है ना फैमिली बैंकिंग करते हैं प्रायोरिटी कस्टमर में, तो करेंट अकाउंट में हम लोग कौन कौन से वेरिएंट का अकाउंट हम लोग फैमिली बैंकिंग ग्रुप में डाल सकते हैं सर?
ये तो I mean we finished that entire training, no यार. I mean you're asking me this question now again all over.
नहीं सर, इसमें थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन था, इसलिए मैंने दोबारा क्वेश्चन पूछा सर इसमें.
Okay, so let me articulate it once again. All scheme codes other than for a priority RM, you can open all scheme codes under current except for Burgundy current account and Burgundy private current. Other than these two variants, you can open all variants in scheme codes basically within priority for a priority RM basically. One.
Okay.
Number
Thank
two
you, sir.
is all constitutions you can open other than trust and public limited companies. You cannot open trust and public limited companies. Other than these two, you can open all. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nitish.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Extremely sorry, Abhishek, but I have to jump into a different call. If there is anything related to current account, maybe anybody can collate it and send it across if there are any further queries. Would that be okay?
Sure. What I will request, Setu, is that in the group, RMs, if you guys have queries or questions, right, you write into me one-on-one. What I will do is try and get you those specific answers. But do not ask the same basic questions again. It could be related to some understanding. We'll help and clarify that. Secondly, what I will urge you is please go through the entire current account module in detail, read through that, and understand the nuances of the account opening process, scheme codes that are there, the AQB that is required to be maintained for each variant of current accounts. How should the grouping process be carried out? That entire journey you guys should have a full grip on. Okay. All right, Setu. I think you can sign out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Setu.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, Rintu sir. Rintu sir.
हेलो हाँ टेल मी
हाँ जी आई वाज आस्किंग कि वो जो प्रेपोजिशन वाला टास्क करना था वो तो आई विल कंप्लीट, और आज वाला टास्क कब तक अपलोड करोगे?
इट्स ऑलरेडी देयर इट्स ऑलरेडी असाइंड यू कैन जस्ट गिव द टेस्ट आप वहाँ पे सर्च करो आ जाएगा देखो
एक सेकंड मैंने अभी चेक करा है।
चेक करो
सर असाइनमेंट का नाम क्या रहेगा सर?
क्या चीज का
असाइनमेंट जो है सर उसका